Is this my new home in Ecuador? And does Cuenca have everything you'd want that you could call this city home? I'm going to answer that question personally, and it may help you if you're considering the move. Welcome to my first travel vlog where I left my yurt in Idaho to explore this part of South America. This is actually part 4 of my first impressions exploring this hidden gem. Be sure to watch parts 1 through 3 where I walk the streets, taste the food, and discover the charm of its historic squares. I think you'll especially like part 2 where I explore the gastronomy of Cuenca. The relationship between culture and food here is quite fascinating. But of course, the historic squares and the colors of other countries in the middle of some cold seasons is just a joy to watch. So make sure you go watch those first. Back to my original question, if this is my new home in Ecuador, I have to tell you a bit of a story. While walking the streets of Cuenca, stepped into this place here having no clue what it was like inside and found an oasis. This open courtyard that actually has a roof that's been added over it so that it's dry, no rain falls inside, a fountain in the middle with these vibrant flowers, and the aromatherapy of this place was just mesmerizing. Walking through these arches of flowers and greenery, you can tell somebody had been caring for this place. This is a botanical garden of pure beauty. And while walking in here and seeing the life and the cobblestones and the old buildings and all the flowers around, I couldn't help but just ask the general question of, could I live here? Do I want to live here? Could I foresee myself living here? Would I like to live here? And of course, all of those questions were answered by a simple, wholehearted yes, absolutely. Not only is this particular place beautiful, but the weather in Cuenca is pleasant year-round. The climate is mild. It never has harsh hots or harsh colds or snow or tornadoes or hurricanes or anything like that. It's just pleasant, and you can grow green things all year round, which also means the agriculture is thriving, and the food markets are thriving, and the restaurants are thriving, and you can build year round. And there are just so many reasons why someone would want to move here because of its geography and its elevation, its proximity to the equator, and just having an all-around pleasant city to be in. So as much as my heart would love to call this place home, it's not actually. It's a French hotel, it's fairly high-end, and I was just walking through the courtyards and I bought a fresh squeezed passion fruit juice for a few bucks. Took a few clips to share with you here, and it sparked the conversation in me at least of, could I foresee myself living in Cuenca, Ecuador someday? And does that someday have to be distant in the future? Do I have to wait to be a retiree or an expat in my later years? Or could I pursue something down here sooner? Who knows? I'm just dreaming down here, walking through this courtyard. I've lived abroad in 6 countries before the age of 25. I'm 35 now. I have a lot of years ahead of me. I could foresee myself living down here someday in the future. We'll see. Leave a like if you could see yourself living here, or comment below if you're planning to move to Cuenca. As for me, it's time to move on. And if you want to see why I'm completely covered in mud, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, friends.